Hey everybody, Miss Minnie Lover here, and today I'm going to do a requested tutorial by Bev Brown 64. She wanted me to show her how to make chicken noodle soup. Now the first thing you want to do is actually mix up all your colors and clay that you need. This is for the pasta. It's just white clay, regular white clay, a small speck of yellow, and about the same amount of translucent as the white. And you mix it all together and it makes it so it's not as white. Because see, this is much whiter than this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's just a better noodle color. And then once you've done that, I use my clay extruder to make the noodles. You don't ever have to buy anything to make this stuff. It just makes this a little bit easier. And I'm just gonna make the reason I like to use this is because it makes the noodles uniform in shape. But again, you don't have to. You can just make worms with your hands. I know a lot of people think that you have to buy a whole bunch of things and spend a lot of money, but you really don't. You can just use what you were born with. And I'm just going to extrude this. Okay, that looks good. Now, if you guys have ever had Campbell's chicken noodle soup, the noodles are normally flattened down. It's a flatter noodle, but I don't think it's really going to matter all that much. If you really want to, just, I mean, you can flatten it out, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. And what I do is I'm going to make this like Campbell's chicken noodle, and I'm just going to make small pieces of noodle because I don't want it to look like spaghetti. And I'm just going to keep cutting until I get a bunch of little noodles, and this part will take forever. Okay, and as you see, I have a whole pile of noodles now. The next thing you want to do is make your chicken pieces. The chicken pieces I didn't mix anything with this. This is actually just like a very light, fleshy color. Actually, yeah, I think it is. It's like a light flesh color. You'll notice when you cook soup, it pretty much stays about a fleshy color. If you want, you can add translucent to it. That's fine. I like to get these packages at Hobby Lobby. They come with all kinds of colors. And just because you don't see a color that you want doesn't mean you shouldn't buy it, because you can always mix colors. Don't forget about that. So with the chicken pieces, I mean, you can just rip some pieces off. Don't try to make them even, because when you make chicken soup, the chicken pieces are never even. They kind of look like they're almost pulled off. And try to keep them kind of tiny. Mine are big. I'm actually going to fix that right now. You can cut little pieces if you want. Just now, if you're doing an egg doll, if you're doing this for your American Girl doll, just make bigger pieces. So, like a piece of chicken would be like that large, like just a big piece, like that. And the noodles, you'll roll them out a lot bigger, of course. And I don't think egg dolls will eat out of this little pan. I don't even think that'd be a spoonful. And just keep ripping pieces off until you get the amount that you really want. And then once you've gotten all the amount that you really want, you're going to want to make some carrot pieces. That's optional. You don't have to have carrot pieces in it if you don't want to. Just get your orange clay out, and we'll get this open as soon as I can. Okay, soften. Ooh, that's hard. Soften that up. And then on your surface, let me make sure I can start rolling it into a carrot form. Put more pressure on one end so that it makes a carrot shape. Just like that. You don't have to be too crazy about it. and then just cut some carrot slices. You can bake these ahead of time if you want to. You don't have to. One thing about this, you don't have to bake this. As long as you put the glaze on it, it'll keep it protected. But if you want, you can go ahead and cook it. I don't know if there's a rule against doing that or not, but I really don't care. I don't care if it's baked or not. Again, like I said, as long as it's protected and everything's okay, then go for it. I do appreciate the comments that I get on my videos. I've actually learned quite a lot, and I love making things that look better, or I like to share ideas that are with others that people give me that are better as well, and it's really cool. So I have my little carrot pieces. I don't think I'm going to use those too. Pick your favorite pieces that you cut. And now you're going to want to actually make your broth. Now I use triple thick. It's kind of beat up, but it's just a clear glaze from Deco Art. You can use, wow, I'll be right back. This is really hard to open. Okay, I've got my triple glaze open. As I was saying, I have triple thick, but I think it might be possible to use clear nail polish or any kind of glaze that will dry clear to semi-clear. I really like this because it makes the broth look really foggy, like a foggy, the color isn't so dark that it doesn't look like broth, but it looks like it's sort of translucent at the same time when it dries. So that's what I use, but again, you don't have to. Go ahead and start. You're going to want to overfill, like I don't mean overfill to the top, but think about the amount that you want in your pan, and then remember that it'll shrink down. So overfill it a little bit over where you want it to be. So let's say I wanted half the pan full of chicken noodle soup. I'd go a little bit over half a pan because this stuff shrinks down when it dries. You want to work kind of quick with this stuff. It does start to dry and pretty early. Try not to make a mess here. Let's get it all in there. I think you'd be able to use, maybe you could use TLS. That probably, I'm not sure how that looks cooked as a broth though. I'm not really sure. Okay, I want to get it just a little bit over. This is where I want it, and I'm just going to go a little bit over. Okay, and once you do that, you're going to want to start adding your colors. What I use is soft pastels. I got them at Walmart, no big deal. And if you look at chicken noodle soup, you'll see that it's got a hint of yellow in it. So you're going to want to scrape some yellow in. And it also has a darkish brownish color as well, or like a yellow brownish. So this is the color next to the yellow. It just looks like it has a hint of like brown or something in it. And then you're going to want to mix this up. Oh, I think maybe you could also use resin as well. I go to the floral department in Walmart and buy the $7 box of like fake water stuff for fake plants. It works just the same. Now if you see that the color really isn't showing through, add as much as you need. Until you get that desired result. Now mine needs a little bit more yellow. Now as I'm making this, as I said, I'm making this look like Campbell's soup. Campbell's soup has more of a yellow hint to it. Alright, and it looks like we have a really nice brothy color. And you don't want to mix it up too much, because if you open a can of like Campbell's soup, it has like this frothy, almost like there's little specks of stuff in it. So you want to make it like it has like frothy kind of look to it, and when this dries it'll look really good. And you just want to start adding your noodles. And your chicken, just part of it, and just kind of start mixing it in there. You want to make sure your noodles and everything are coated at least a little bit. And you want to make sure they're all coated, because these are unbaked, so if you're doing like an unbaked, then you're going to want to do that. And then I'm going to place a few pieces of chicken on top, cover it up a little, a few more on top, and to cover it up a little bit. And if you want, add some carrots. Just randomly place them, don't go too crazy with it. Ah, get off. And you'll find that once this dries, a lot more detail will show. Will show through. And there you have it. You have a pot of chicken noodle soup.